Hey, the name is Slack, thanks for coming back. I'm presuming that you've already watched my Elden Ring 90-minute Spellsword speed build video and the follow-up Overdrive video. Both of those are now in a playlist for your convenience. By popular demand, I'm going to take this run into MEGA-OVERDRIVE, and it looks like I'm running out of space on the thumbnail. I'm kind of wondering what I'm going to do when it comes to Ultra Mega Overdrive.
Hey man, you're blocking my view.
But I'm the latest and the greatest.
Yeah, but that was here first.
Hey guys, don't forget me.
What the hell? Who the fuck are you? Hey Slack, this is getting out of hand.
Hey, everybody calm down. We'll cross those other bridges when we get to them. Let's try to stay focused. Today's video is Spellsword Speed Build Mega Overdrive. Alright? Sheesh. Roll the intro.
Major Slack videos.
Alright, the star of today's show is the Carrying Greatsword, one of the sword series of the Carrying Royal family. This is going to be a great addition to our build. It totally kicks ass, really packs a punch. It's got a fantastic range. You can use it on bosses, all early and mid-game bosses, in situations where you can't use Rock Sling, and it's also great for getting enemies that are like hiding around the corner, or like, you know how the game likes to cheat and it allows enemies to use physical weapons through walls. Well, now you got some payback. Yeah, for example, here, I have a guy hiding around the corner, carrying greatsword to the rescue. Yeah. Or like I said, when the game allows enemies to hit you through walls, well, now you got the carrying greatsword. Yeah, payback's a bitch. Yeah? Yeah. And also, we're going to be upgrading our meteoric ore blade. Right now it's at +1, and it's going to do a little field testing here in the Murkwater cave. In case you don't know, the meteoric ore blade has the gravitas Ash of War on it, or the gravitas skill on it, if you will. Okay, and it's kind of like the skill you can use where you just slam the sword into the ground, and it creates this kind of like gravity attack that sucks all the enemies close, and it does damage, and the damage scales with your weapons upgrade level. So right now the meteoric ore blade is only at +1, and you do a little field testing on all these guys here. Watch, it's going to take 3 times to kill all these guys. Alright, now let's skip ahead to when we have it upgraded to +5 and do the exact same field test. There you go, meteoric ore blade +5. We're going to do that before the end of the video. Same thing, Murkwater cave. Go down here, go through the alarm, like that little chain with the bell on it right here. This will bring out all the guys. And if you stick to cover, they will all stick together. Brings them all out, but they don't know where you are because we're like, hidden in the bushes. And now you can see the difference. Okay, one shot. Everybody dead. Okay, so yes, we definitely want to upgrade the meteoric ore blade to +5. By the way, this is an easy way to farm these highwaymen. This highwayman armor. If you want the complete set, just come here. Wipe them all out. That's of course if you're into that sort of thing. Alright, so that is what is on the menu today. So I'm going to go right back to where we left off in the Overdrive video. This is where we left off. This is, I believe, at the Third Church of America. Yeah, we're doing some field testing on the troll there. And we're going to start off by going to Murkwater Coast. Okay, so the walkthrough continues now. Let's do this. What I want to do first is go grab the Sleep Pot cookbook. So from Murkwater Coast rather, look around to the northeast, and we're going to find a spirit spring. Right here. Jump on that, and it'll shoot your way up. Over here to Artist Shack. A Artist Shack, one of many in the game. You can grab that smithing stone one, but it doesn't really matter, but it's right there, so you might as well. Hit up the site of grace, and then you're going to push off to the northeast up the hill. hop off this little cliff here. And to the east, and hop off another cliff. It's a safe drop down. Don't worry about it. And you see a golden rune graveyard off in the distance. Along with a whole bunch of golden runes, there is also the Fever Cookbook 1, if I recall correctly. Fever Cookbook 1, yeah, I'm not as old as I think I am, yeah. And get all the goodies. That's it. Back to Murkwater Cave. And we're going to make a sleep pot. And we're going to do the whole thing with Patches. Patches is in this cave. He's basically the boss enemy of this cave, but if this is a very unusual situation where once you get his health halfway down, in case you don't know this, he'll beg for mercy. And you can spare him, and then he'll turn into a merchant. So I'm going to do the same thing that I just showed you earlier. Basically, we want to get all these guys to come out. So you have to go through the little alarm. See that guy running back and forth? Wait till his back is turned. Go through the alarm, that little chain with the tinkle bell, and wait till all these guys come out. You should play well back to the bushes behind there. I was a little too close and I kind of like set them off prematurely. But if you did what I did earlier, they won't detect you until they all come out. Then you can just let it rip with the meteoric or blade, the grab assist attack. Should be no problem though. In here is a whole bunch of mushrooms, if I recall correctly. Yep, 5 mushrooms. Alright, now you want to hook up your meteorite staff. Normally I would have the Staff of Lost in the left hand to give a boost to Night Comet. But this guy, you got to be careful. We don't want to kill him. We just want to bring his health halfway down. And to get him to come out, loot his chest. And then he'll get all upset. He jumps off the
You scheming little thief. The gods demand repentance.
There you go. 2 or 3 Night Comet. Keep your distance so that you can control how much damage you do to him. And once it's... there we go. Now he's begging for mercy. And you're going to spare him.
Well, finally come round, have you? I knew you would. You're a lady of reason, through and through. Well, what do you know? I took you for an innocent water.
Okay, and jam through all this dialogue and make sure you select the Forgive and Forget option.
So don't be. I'll be ready to.
And then all you have to do is just simply leave and come back by simply going fast traveling back to the Murkwater Cave, Site of Grace, and then work your way through again, and he'll be a merchant. Albeit a little out of the way, because you have to work your way through enemies every time you want to get to him until he moves to the Volcano Manor. Okay, so this time I'm going to do it right. Wait till they all come out, and then let fly with Gravitas. Alright, everybody's come to the party. 3 Gravitas should kill them all. Alright, that's enough, Sabrina. They're all dead. It's good. It's a good way to farm bolts, too. I just realized. By the way, this is Gamer Slack down there in the trenches behind the gun, and MC Dub Slack here in the rear of the gear on the microphone again. Alright, now Patches will be available as a merchant. And he has some stuff we want, namely the Missionary's Cookbook 2, which will allow us to make the gold pickled fowl foot. And I'm actually going to buy one. He has 3 for sale. We have a boss fight coming up that, with 30% extra runes, it will pay out an extra 6,000 runes. So basically, you know, it's worth it. And try to loot his chest, but it's not really a chest. It's rather a transporter trap. But we want to do this because this will give us a free ride
Well.
to Mistwood.
I should have known, you scheming little thief. The gods demand vengeance. Vengeance!
Okay, it's going to put us right in the middle of Mistwood, which is exactly where we want to be. But it's going to put you right in front of a big lesser room bear clawing at a post, which is why I had to make a sleep pot. There he is. So just take out your sleep pot, throw it at him. It'll put him to sleep for 1 minute. And you can loot the cookbook on the other side of him, which will allow you to make rancid pots. Grab that. That's a pretty good cookbook. And we're right near the map, the Mistwood map, so might as well grab that. And right over here is the Shofar Riverwell. But before you go there, go to the Erd Tree, the other side of the Erd Tree, the minor Erd Tree, and pick up 2 important cracked tears that you can put in your Flask of Wondrous Physic. Green Spill cracked tear, and the spiked cracked tear and the green spill crystal tear. And here's something I didn't know. I learned for the first time. I knew that all fast travels locations are disabled whenever you're trapped in a transporter trap, but I always thought that elevators would be operational. I didn't know the elevators were also disabled. So now we're gonna have to go to either the Mistwood outskirts side of Grace or the Fort Heights side of Grace. And the Fort Heights side of Grace is going to be a lot more useful, even though the Mistwood outskirts side of Grace, which I'm pointing out with the beacons, is actually closer. So off to the southwest, and on the way we can hit up another merchant, which is also convenient because he has the cookbook that will allow you to make exalted flesh, and that gives you 20% extra physical damage. And our rock sling, our boss buster spell, does physical damage, so even though it's a sorcery, it actually gets a boost from exalted flesh. So you're gonna buy this. It's well worth it. Every time you go into a boss fight and you start slinging those rocks, it's great to have an extra 20% damage, right? So there you go. Buy Armorer's Cookbook 3, Exalted Flesh. Done and done. Now let's head out to Fort Height. Okay, just discover it. And you have to rest to disable the effects of the transporter trap. Because even though we're running around outside, we still can't fast travel until you actually rest at a site of grace. Alright, so now we're going to go back to the Shofar Riverwell. So put a beacon there. You could just like use the minor Erd Tree as an impromptu beacon to get there. And we are going to Shofar Riverwell mainly for a special talisman, the Clarifying Horn Charm. Okay, so now we can take the elevator. But we're also going to pick up a Somber Smithing Stone 2. And I'm just speeding up this part because, you know, it's pretty routine. Just tell the elevator boy to take express straight down to the bottom. There's a ton of loot down here and a ton of stuff to do, but we're going to going after some very specific items. So just get that Golden Rune 3 there, this Golden Rune 2, and that's all we're getting in this area. There's smithing stones, rainbow stones, all kinds of stuff in this area, but just gonna skip it all. We don't need it. So go riding up the stairs here. Might as well grab this golden rune on these stairs here. And take this elevator up. Oh, another important item we're going to get is the hornbow. Now, even you might be wondering, why do we need the hornbow if we have Loretta's great bow? Well, one thing Loretta's great bow can't do is free aim. You can't do any kind of precision aim on it. So we could use some kind of bow. We're not going to upgrade it, just a bow as a tool to hit long distance targets. For example, fire traps in dungeons where you see fire traps and you have to hit them with some kind of object. Any kind of bow would be really useful. So make sure you hit up that site of grace there, Shiofra Riverwall. And the map is over here. I'm just going to pick up this Ghost Glover too. Could be useful. And here's the map. Okay, and you're just going to jump off the cliff here to the southeast carefully. Make sure there's something below you. And hop over this gap here, and this will give you the hornbow, which you could upgrade because, like, you know, it actually scales with intelligence, but you know, it's not really part of this build. It's just, like I said, a tool. And we're gonna go up the hill here, and you're gonna stick to the cliff sides on the right. And truth be told, this is actually a practice run. I'm just like including it because I did a wild kind of thing here where I went off the edge of the cliff. Watch. Whoop, and I pulled it back at the last minute. I can't believe I managed to do that. Normally I was just going to fall to my ultimate demise. But yeah, I managed to pull it back in the last minute. This guy took me by surprise. This rarely happens. You should really stick to the very edge of the cliff as you work your way up here. He won't get you. And then you're going to circle around to the left and you're going to find this pipe. See that pipe there? And if you hop onto the pipe fairly quickly and just go galloping up, this guy won't have time to shoot you with his bow. Okay, and get to the top. Before you take that Waygate, get the Somber Smithing Stone 2 right here. I believe we already have one, but I might as well get an extra one. There we go. It's right there, and it's kind of even like in a remote place, so you're going to grab it. And take this Waygate here. Before you continue, go through this doorway with the big arch, and there is a Somber Smithing Stone 5 in the back. Once again, we already have one, but you might as well grab this because this is like in an out of the way place and you're not going to be back here, so you might as well. And follow this route down here to get yourself a Ghost Glover 5. And then double back to the northeast. And we're gonna kill this guy. This boss fight is worth 20,000 runes. You can easily kill him with Rock Sling and your Demi-Humans +5. Easily. You can break his stance quite easily with Rock Sling. He normally pays 14,000, but if you use the Gold Pickle Foulfoot, it'll pay out 20,800 runes. Okay, so up go the Demi-Humans. Use your dagger to cast Golden Vow to get some extra damage and some extra protection. I'm not even wearing armor because I don't think it's going to make any difference, but you do want to cast Golden Vow. And you can't lock onto him. He's totally asleep. You have to get up close and kind of like whack him to get his attention. So I'm just going to use the grab assist attack on my Meteor Core Blade. Whack him and back off. Switch over to your staff, back off. Let the Demi-Humans go to work. Target his body and let fly the Rock Sling. And I forgot to take my Exalted Flesh, although maybe I went to the menu and took it. See, you break his stance quite readily. So just keep your distance. And you should really take your gold pickled fowl foot right at the very beginning, before you start the fight, because there's no way this fight's going to last 3 minutes. So you can safely take that before. And watch the bottom right corner of the screen. Cha-ching, 20,800 runes. And the Dragon Halberd. Now over here in the waterfall is a fairly useful talisman, the America's Scar Seal. Among other things, it increases your mind by 3 points, which give you some extra FP. Fairly useful to a sorcerer since you're always hanging out in the background, away from the action, so you don't really have to worry about the penalty that it incurs when you use it. I think it's like a 10% damage penalty. You take 10% extra damage. Alright, so having collected all those things I collected there, a glove wort and another golden rune, you could just jump off the cliff here to the northeast and get yourself a golden seed. And I know there's a stone sword key on this tower behind me. I'm not going to get that because I find it's requires some difficult platforming, and I just don't think it's worth it. But I will go down here on this skinny ledge to the northwest in here to get a rune arc. Once again, another very out of the way place. You might as well go get it because you're not going to be back here at all for any reason. So, and if you look off to the left side of the screen, that's where we're going. We're going to push our way up to that end of Shiafra, where the clarifying horn charm is located. Okay, so having gotten all those goodies, head across this little skinny bridge here to the southeast, and then you're going to cut to the left. And there are a couple of spectral knight archers up there, so you want to stick to cover. Just going to show you on the map where I am. Stick to the cover here so that they can't get you, and we're going to work our way to the east and gallop past these rats here, and we're going to go all the way to the top. Stick to cover the best you can, heading towards those stairs up there where we're going to get, like I said, the clarifying horn charm, which is going to be a very extremely important talisman that we can use in the Ultra Mega Overdrive run. You're kidding, right, Slack? No, I'm not kidding. If we are going to do an Ultra Mega Overdrive run. Well, actually, that's a working title. I was thinking maybe I should put it to a vote. What should we call it? Super Mega Overdrive, Ultra Mega Overdrive? Post a comment. What should we call it? But keep it simple, eh? I don't want to hear anything like Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious Mega Overdrive, okay? It's got to fit on my thumbnail, alright? You know, got to be reasonable. Alright, so having discovered that site of grace there I showed you in Shiafra, we're going to go off to the Liurnia Lakeshore site of grace and talk to this merchant here. And buy the astrologer's trousers. What now? Yeah, buy the astrologer's trousers. These have the best focus on them. Well, the pants, one of the pants that have the best focus on them, and we need really high focus for what we're going to do in what's coming up next. So we should have enough money now from the money we earned from taking down that boss monster to level up again. Points into vigor, definitely. This is a priority before leveling up mind. You want lots of health. Even though we're playing as a sorcerer, you definitely want a bit of a buffer when you go into boss fights. Alright, so for now, I want everybody to head up to northern Liurnia Lakeshore, all the way up in the northwest. And we're going to get an extra memory stone. And if you look down to the southeast, you see this island here. You can put a beacon right here on the west side of the island, right near the bottom. And if you look out on the lake there, you see all these balloons floating in the air. Each one of those balloons will give up a golden rune 6 if you pop it. And I'm not sure what Gamer's like. No, he's just getting rid of an extra beacon. Okay, so before we go down to that island there, Sorcerer's Isle, you steer clear of that octopus. Get close to these balloons, lock onto them. You can just flick your joystick or your mouse up to switch the lock on, because what's going to happen is the game's going to lock onto the marionettes hanging from each balloon. So you're going to have to flick your joystick or your mouse to switch the lock on. And try not to get too close because the marionettes will drop off. And just shoot those balloons with Night Comet, and you'll earn a golden rune 6 each time. Each one is worth 2,000 runes. So this is an easy 10,000 runes. There's 5 of them. Now what happened to me next, it was basically worst case scenario. This may happen to you too. A dragonfly rather, hijacked my lock on. See it? And I just couldn't manage to lock onto this balloon here. The dragonfly just kept hijacking my lock on. And then by that time the marionettes were already down to the ground. So I got really lucky here that I could pop this balloon and get away alive. Yeah, so watch out for that. Okay, one final one. And there we go. 5 golden runes times 6. Easy 10,000 runes. And you can head over to your beacon, and this will take you to the Sorcerer's Isle site of grace. At Sorcerer's Isle, this is another one of those towers where you have to solve the 3 turtle puzzle in order to gain entry past that sealed door. Okay, we got to get past that door. So you got to read the book first, and it's going to say seek 3 wise beasts. So head off to the north first, and there's going to be a spectral turtle right here. Whack him to kill him. Turn to the southeast, and you're going to pass 2 patches of blue flowers. There's the first patch of blue flowers. Go up to the second patch here, right underneath the tree. And up this tree is another spectral turtle. Use your gravitas attack on your meteor or blade to bring it down to the ground. Then you can turn to the southeast again. Head to the edge. Turn to the right, and you're going to follow the edge of the cliff past 1 pillar. Go past the 2nd pillar. And then you're going to drop off the cliff here. And you're going to find this 3rd spectral turtle right here. Kill him, and this will open up the seal on the door. There you go, the seal on the rise has been opened. Let's get up there and get our memory stone. Test 2's rise. There we go, got a memory stone, extra memory, extra spell slot. And you just want to basically go back to Sorcerer's Isle. Now we want to get, first of all, put a beacon right here to the southwest, right on the shore here. There's an extremely valuable golden ring graveyard there. And you see this line of trees right here that GamerSlack's pointing out? Put a beacon right at the end of that line of trees, just above that little sliver of rock. Okay, 2 beacons to follow. Let's go to the first one. Extremely valuable golden rune graveyard to loot. There are 7 of these. I forget what they're called, but there's 7 of these little Tinkerbells. That's what I call them, because they have these little Tinkerbell that shoots these holy balls at you. You can easily one-shot these guys with a charged Night Comet. Sometimes you can kill them with a regular Night Comet, but I always go for a charged one just to make sure. Count your kills, because once you kill 7, that's it. You don't have to worry about it anymore. So that's 3. Actually, I don't think I killed that guy. Usually I just like to run around and kill them all first. Once again, this is kind of like a mission of opportunity. It's right on the way to get the glintstone key, so might as well avail yourself of this extra cash. And I'm just searching around for the last guy because I've been counting my kills. There he is. This is number 7, and nope, that's number 6. Oh yeah, I remember where the last one was. I think he's behind. Gamer Slack is running around too fast. He's right over there, right behind. Anyways, you don't really have to kill them all. You just have to kill enough to like make the coast clear to collect all the golden runes. It's no big deal. You don't have to kill them all. And there he is, right there. And there's our enemy group refill, so you know they killed all the enemies. Okay, and I'm just hopping up here to get take the high ground, quote unquote, to kind of survey the entire graveyard to make sure I didn't miss anything. And I did miss one at the end there. It's kind of out of sight. Right there, you can see it. Alright, now we're going to go to our second beacon. There are these kind of like spectral horsemen near this pagoda here. You probably want to steer clear of them. They're not really that dangerous, but they can like get a little out of hand, which is what they did here. Kind of took me by surprise. Normally they don't do this. They're usually quite timid. This one charged right at me. This is very unusual. And then because it was in the area, I couldn't rest at the site of grace, so I had to take him on. This is really unusual that they're so aggressive. And watch this, I'm gonna the rest of the site of grace, and the game's gonna like clearly cheat. See? Total cheat. I rested, so everybody should despawn. But I guess those little Tinkerbell holy balls were already on the way before I rested, so we'll let you have that one game. And put a beacon right. Sorry, Gamer Slack's getting a little ahead of me. Right at the end of that little island there, you saw where you did it. Put it. Here is a big dragon, and the glintstone key. If you gallop up this slope here, this rocky slope, and just jump off your horse here, you should be able to grab the glintstone key without exciting the dragon, as long as you don't grab anything else, which will allow you to still fast travel. So then go to the South Ray Lucaria gate, and the glintstone key will allow you to pass through. And the main reason we're doing this is to get basically a free ride up to the northeast of Liurnia. We're going to take another way gate at the main Academy gate site of grace, which is where we're going to go to now after passing through that wall. Okay, so there's the main Academy gate site of grace. And the Academy of Ray Lucaria. So now we have a Somber Smithing Stone 2 and a Somber Smithing Stone 5. We need 3 and 4. Before we take this little spectral sending gate thingy, you want to gallop to the end and get yourself another golden seed. And back. And now we're going to examine the seal to fast travel to Bellum Highway. Site of grace out to the left. Make sure you hit it. Then you're going to point yourself to the southeast and go past this like spectral wall here. And you're going to see a rock pillar on the edge of the cliff. Jump off the left side. So do one jump and then jump while you're in midair to make sure you clear the cliff side on the way down. Otherwise the game might actually glitch out. You might actually kill yourself as you slide down the cliff even though you're on a spirit spring. I've seen it happen. So make sure you fully clear the cliff as you're going down. And put a beacon on that little red orange spot there that was on the map that I showed you earlier. And this will take you to the Academy Crystal Cave. Sorry, I think it's the Rey Lucario Crystal Cave. We are here for a Somber Smithing Stone 3, and this is also a much easier place to farm cracked crystal. Rey Lucario Crystal Cave. Crystal Tunnel, rather. Not cave. Tunnel. Okay, you will have to kill one miner here. You can easily do it with Might Comet. Charge Night Comet, instant kill. Same thing with this other miner up here. Charge Night Comet, instant kill. In the chest is a Somber Smithing Stone 3 or 2? 2. But up behind this statue here is a Somber Smithing Stone 3. So there you go. There's a 2 and a 3 right together. Might want to take a note of that, because it's an easy pickup if you're looking to upgrade a unique weapon. Okay, so grab yourself some cracked crystal. Top off your supply for your crystal darts. All we're missing now is Somber Smithing Stone 4, and we can upgrade our Meteoric Ore Blade. There you go, 2, 5, and 3. 2, 3, and 5. We just need a 4. Okay, so back to Sorcerer's Isle. And we're just going to take a little 1-minute run to the north to get that Somber 4. Just take 1 minute. Look for this kind of triangular green grassy plateau right here. And put a beacon right there. That's where the Somber 4 is. And I'm just gonna like step on the gas here because this is pretty routine. Okay, and here you're gonna look for a dig guy sitting in a chair. Grab your Somber 4 and continue around the corner to discover a nearby set of graves. As a matter of convenience. Done and done. Only one thing remains is to buy the Carrion Greatsword. Buy? Yes, we're gonna buy it. It's the only way to get it. Costs 10,000 runes, so whatever you've been doing, I hope you haven't been spending any extra money aside from my instructions, because we're going to need 10,000 runes to do that. Let's go cash in. Or rather, you can upgrade the Meteoric Ore Blade to +5 first. Do that first, definitely. And then, forgot to cash in Slack. Attaboy.
Back over, no matter.
There you go. Cash in all those luscious golden runes. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. And now you're going to level up, but make sure you save at least 10,000 runes. So level up as much as you can, but save 10,000 runes. I'm just setting my flask back to 1 and 7. You can set it to 2 and 6 if you like. All points into vigor. I usually like to go heavy on the FP, but you can get away with 2 and 6. Okay, now we're going to go to Academy Gate Town. Probably want to rest till daytime. Okay, bring up your map, and I'm going to direct you to this coast here. And see this road here? Right at the end of the road, put a beacon right where the road comes to meet the shoreline. That's where we're going. There's a site of grace right there. Alright. Arriving at... I forget the name of this site of grace. But make sure you hit up that site of grace right where the beacon was. And basically going to follow this dirt path up the hill towards the east. And it's eventually going to hook around to the north. These guys coming up, you could easily kill them with Night Comet. But I'm just going to run by them. Likewise with these guys. Make sure you take out the sword, the guy with the giant sword first. If you can. Alright, and hopefully Gamer Slack is going to show on the map where we are. Because there's another site of grace here. I believe this is called Tableland. Rest Slack. No, go back and rest. No. Attaboy. Eastern Tableland. You gonna show the map? Attaboy. There we go. Okay. That's where we are now. And we are working our way up this road here and over to the west to the Church of Vows. Watch out for the chariot. You see him off to the left there. And just have to follow the dirt road all the way up. Having discovered this side of grace, the Church of Vows, we are now going to meet Pastor Muriel, I believe his name is, who sells sorceries and will also accept scrolls that you give him to allow him to sell more sorceries. And he is the one that sells the Carrying Greatsword. Just jam through all his dialogue. Given the Academy scroll that we picked up earlier, that will allow you to buy Swift Glintstone Shard and Great Glintstone Shard, but we're not going to buy either. We're actually eventually going to buy the Swift Glintstone Shard, but don't buy it now. For now, we're going to buy the Carrion Greatsword. Alright? And we're going to slap that sucker right away. Fantastic spell. You can have a lot of fun with this. Little demonstration Slack. Well, we've already seen it in action, but there you go. Take particular note of the spectacular range. So when you're going melee with anybody, keep that in mind. You can hit them from quite far away. Alright, and that's it for my Spellsword speed build MEGA-OVERDRIVE. Coming up next, well, you decide. Like I said, you make up a name. Something MEGA-OVERDRIVE, Ultra MEGA-OVERDRIVE, Super MEGA. Post a comment. What should we call it? All right. Hey, thanks for watching. And if you thought this was remotely entertaining and or informative, you know what to do. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and most importantly, I said that backwards. Well, they're all important. Thumbs up, subscribe, post a comment, do it all, eh? And we're now at 3 hours into the game. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Hey guys, real walkthroughs like these are an endangered species here on YouTube. For a complete lowdown on the YouTube video game walkthrough scene, check out my Patreon page and please consider making a donation to yours truly, Major Slack, to help keep real walkthroughs alive on YouTube. You can donate as little as $1. That's $1, that's all. That's all it takes, alright? Thanks a lot, really appreciate it.